Welcome back to ET Now, and just before hitting the break, we were discussing and we also got you the exclusive interaction with the Maharashtra Housing Minister telling us that there could be a slashing of stamp duty just ahead of the festive season. And let's get in more details on this particular news flow, and Anurag Shah is joining us with that. Anurag?
So, state of Maharashtra is planning to reduce stamp duty charges for the upcoming festive season. Just we spoke to Housing Minister Atul Save. He said that Housing Ministry is working with the Revenue Department and they are planning to give relief to home buyers in the upcoming festive season. Just like in a COVID times when Government of Maharashtra reduced the stamp duty by 3% and 2%, and the response was pretty good. The overall revenue increased many-fold. Just in one quarter, the housing sales were more than 90,000 units. Government is planning to give the relief before this model code of conduct kicks in. So, which is likely to be in next 2 weeks. Government is planning to slash the stamp duty rates. Already in Maharashtra, there is a 1% discount to women home buyers. So, there will be additional discount to home buyers because if we talk about the Mumbai, the real estate is costliest in the Mumbai across the country, and Mumbai, the stamp duty rates are in Mumbai is of 6%, which include the 1% metro cess also. So overall real estate cost go up, and the reduction of 1% is also significant for the home buyers. So government is trying to give the relief. Government is intending to give the relief to home buyers. In other cities of Maharashtra like Pune, Navi Mumbai, Thane, the stamp duty charges are of 7%, which include 1% metro cess also. So a reduction in stamp duty will be a huge boost to overall real estate sector also, and a relief to home buyers also, because from very long real estate sector is also asking for the relief. So government of Maharashtra is planning to give the relief. Another major development which is likely to happen in the real estate sector is that housing policy, as told by Housing Minister, that the new housing policy is to be launched in next 2 weeks. All work is done on the housing policy, and in next 2 weeks, before the model code of conduct kicks in, government is going to launch the housing policy, which will have the clauses of reduction in premium charges. So if we talk about the real estate of Mumbai, the Mumbai's real estate is costliest because of the various premium charges. Half of the project cost developer is paying for the premium charges. So Housing Minister has confirmed to ET Now that government is going to reduce the premium charges also, and in next 2 weeks the new housing policy will be launched before the model code of conduct kicks in. So positive development for real estate sector also, because any reduction in premium charges will be a big boost to real estate sector, and the stamp duty reduction will be relief to home buyers.
Absolutely. So it is a festive season for both the home buyers and the real estate sector as well. But moving on, Chief Minister Dr. Mohan Yadav has made a groundbreaking announcement declaring 2025 as the Udyog Varsh, a year dedicated to boosting industries and entrepreneurship. In a bold move, he took the unconventional path of inviting investments from across India, and the results are already very promising. The initiative has yielded fruitful outcomes in Mumbai, Coimbatore and Bengaluru, and now the next interactive session is being held in Kolkata, West Bengal's capital city, and a major industrial hub with diverse sectors. Here is the story.
धारण करते रहे, लेकिन सच्चे अर्थ में वो मानव धर्म को समझते हुए उनने हमारे अपने कर्मों के आधार पर चल करके भारत के गरीब से गरीब आदमी के जीवन में बदलाव का संकल्प धारण किया। इसलिए रामकृष्ण मिशन की स्थापना की। आप उस स्थान के भी लोगों, मैं आपको बधाई देना चाहता हूं। जाने अनजाने काल के प्रवाह में सरकारों के बीच जब हम अपने कुर्सी पे बैठते हैं तो दोनों पक्ष से हमारा संपर्क आता है। एक पक्ष आता है जो नीडी पर्सन है, जिसको आवश्यकता है, वो काम मांगता है, अपनी कठिनाइयों में मदद मांगता है, और एक पक्ष जो इसमें अपना रोल अदा करता है। लेकिन जाने अनजाने पता नहीं क्या होता है कि उद्योगपतियों के प्रति सरकार की दृष्टि टेढ़ी रहती। मैं उसकी बात से सहमत नहीं हूं, मैं उसको सीधा करना जानता हूं, मुझे सीधा करना अच्छा लगता है। उद्योगपतियों के साथ खड़े होकर के अगर विकास के कारवां में सरकार खड़ी नहीं रहेगी, तो कहां खड़े रहेंगे? सरकार को तो इसमें बराबरी से साथ देना पड़ेगा। सरकार को उद्योग और निवेशकों को आमंत्रित करना पड़ेगा। हमारे इस देश के अंदर यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री का मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं, यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्रीमान नरेंद्र मोदी जी का, जिनके कारण से पूरा देश केवल 10 साल के छोटे से समय में कहां 11वें नंबर पे थे, कहां 5वें नंबर पे आ गए दुनिया के अंदर अर्थव्यवस्था में। एक बार अभिनंदन करें माननीय नरेंद्र मोदी जी का। भारतीयों में कोई कमी नहीं है, उनकी युक्ति, बुद्धि, क्षमता, योग्यता, सभी प्रकार के काम को करने कराने के लिए। लेकिन काम को करने कराने के लिए ये जो शासन की अम्ब्रेला है, शासन की जो छतरी है, इसकी अनुकूलता भी चाहिए। कभी कभी छतरी ऐसे रखना चाहते हैं और पानी को उल्टा तरफ ले जाने के बजाय छतरी उल्टी करके हम चाहते हैं कि पानी हम पे नहीं आए। ये कैसे हो सकता है? ये तो हमको समझने की जरूरत है। शासन के अंदर शासन के सभी अंगों को चलाने के लिए, क्योंकि मैं जिस धरती से आता हूं वो सम्राट विक्रमादित्य की नगरी भी है, और हमारे यहाँ विक्रमादित्य की नगरी अर्थात उज्जैन ये 2000 साल पहले भी सुशासन के लिए जानी जाती थी। दानशीलता, वीरता, न्यायप्रियता, जितने प्रकार के मानवोचित गुण हो सकते हैं एक व्यक्ति में, वो सब कैसे हो सकते हैं, ये उनके कारण से जानी जाती है। इसलिए हमारे यहाँ पुरुषार्थ पराक्रम में अगर कोई बात आती है, किसी नाम से अगर कोई संस्कृति गौरवान्वित होती है, वो स्वामी विवेकानंद के समान विक्रमादित्य को भी 2000 साल पहले इसी नाते से याद किया जाता था, जिसके कारण से शासन की व्यवस्था में शासन का मन कैसा होना चाहिए। मुझे इस बात की आनंद भी है, मैं कोट भी करता हूं इस बात को, कि हमारे यहाँ सन प्रारंभ होने से, जैसे ये ईस्वी सन 2024 से, तो ईस्वी सन 2024 ये ईसा मसीह के जन्म के साथ जुड़ता है। कोई और संवत होगा या सन होगा तो वो किसी महापुरुष के शरीर छोड़ने से हो सकता है, लेकिन दुनिया में एकमात्र देश भारत है जो अपने यहाँ के सुशासन के साथ साथ अपने पूरे देश में आर्थिक रूप से समृद्धि की संकल्पना के आधार पर वो संवत प्रवर्तन कराता है। आर्थिक रूप से समृद्धि कैसी कि दुनिया के अंदर धन की भी महत्ता है, इसलिए साल में हम एक बार दिवाली मनाते हैं। ये हमारा धर्म का आनंद भी है, लेकिन पूरे साल दिवाली नहीं मनाते हैं, पूरे साल दिवाली की मिठाई खाते हैं। ये हमारी संस्कृति की विशेषता है, क्योंकि हम जियो और जीने दो में विश्वास करते हैं। हम हर एक किसी के साथ, गरीब से गरीब आदमी के भी दरवाजे पर आनंद का सवेरा देखना चाहते हैं। मुझे इस बात की प्रसन्नता है, जब हमारे अलग अलग अधिकारियों ने अपनी अपनी बात रखी है, हमने अपने मध्य प्रदेश की सरकार बनने के बाद ये योजना बनाई कि हाँ इन्वेस्टर समिट करेंगे। लेकिन इन्वेस्टर समिट आमतौर पर हमारे यहाँ पहले एक ही शहर में होती थी, लेकिन एक शहर से पूरे प्रदेश की उन्नति नहीं हो सकती। प्रदेश बहुत बड़ा है और प्रदेश की संभावना भी बहुत बड़ी है, और प्रदेश की संभावना में कौन सा सेक्टर छूटेगा। अभी मैं लाइन से सबके प्रेजेंटेशन देख रहा था, हमारे यहाँ से कॉटन निकल करके पूरे देश में जाता है, लेकिन रेडीमेड गारमेंट्स की संभावना अगर कहीं है तो सबसे ज्यादा तो मध्य प्रदेश में है। मुझे इस बात का आनंद है।
Welcome back to Market Fatafat, and let's keep it going with all the buzzers in trade right now. We still have our researchers with us, and let me welcome Arpit Beriwal on the technical front. Hi Arpit, a very good afternoon, and let's get it started with your first stock, and that is Hero MotoCorp. Indeed, the stock is very close to its all-time high levels. Arpit, tell us, where do you see the stock riding ahead?
Yeah, so very good afternoon everyone. If you talk about as market is hitting new life highs and tremendous momentum is seen across all the sectors, and auto pack has been on secular uptrend. So if you see overall in auto sector also, two-wheeler stocks has outperformed sharply in last couple of weeks also. So within that, Bajaj Auto and Hero MotoCorp has been the strong outperformer. If you look at the technically, Hero MotoCorp, the chart structure, as rightly said, is trading near its life highs. So the structure on monthly scale is quite strong. On weekly scale, the structure of higher highs, higher lows is intact, and on daily scale also, the base of the stock is shifting higher. So definitely, as we are seeing strong momentum across the auto pack and especially in two-wheelers, so we can expect good rally in Hero MotoCorp from here on also towards 6,300 levels, 6,500 levels positionally. On immediate basis also, it is holding well above its crucial level, that is about 6,000 zones. So looking at the overall chart setup, Hero MotoCorp will be a top pick within the auto pack. One can go long at current levels or minor dips in between 6,000 to 6,020 with keeping stop loss of 5,850 for an upside move towards 6,250, then 6,350 zones.
All right, moving on from Hero Motor to Power Grid. Jenna, you picked up Power Grid for us. This one's trading with gains of 1%. Tell us what's the news flow here?
Well, yes, Power Grid is in focus. This company has been declared as a successful bidder under a tariff-based competitive bidding. Now, the company will establish an interstate transmission system for project, namely as transmission system for evacuation of power from potential renewable energy zone, and this is in area for Gujarat. This LOI has been received by company, and this project will be executed under build, own, operate and transfer, that is BOOT basis. Now this project comprises of establishment of new substation transmission lines and associated base extension works at other existing substations as well. On the back of this, Power Grid definitely on focus, currently trading with the gains of 1%.
All right, then that's about Power Grid. But speaking about the much awaited NTPC Green Energy IPO, we caught up with Rupesh D. Sankhe, who is the Vice President Institutional Equity Research at Elara Capital, on his take on their renewable energy capex. Let's go across and listen in.
Believe that the economic outlook for India is definitely fantastic, and the reason why we have that confidence and continue to get that confidence reinforced is when you look at the investment activities in the economy, the fixed capital formation is rising, and it's always investments driven growth is more sustainable. Investors like it. It broad bases the market.
All right, with that, it's time for us to slip into a short break. You don't go anywhere. We'll continue with all the stocks that are in focus today.
Welcome back to Market Fatafat, and let's keep it going with all the buzzers in trade right now, and also put the spotlight on Indust Stars, as we know that all these telecom majors are in focus on the back of the verdict coming in on the AGR dues, and after that brokerage notes are also following the suit, wherein BofA has come out with a note on this one, maintaining buy but have cut the target price to 490 rupees versus 450 rupees now versus 490 rupees earlier. What they're saying is that the AGR decision is not direct, but derivative impact will come on Indust Stars too. No impact on expected to be there on the tenancy growth, but multiple D rating is likely as well. There's low possibility of a lump sum payment and any special dividend from now on. And on the back of this news flow, the stock is in focus, but as of now has recovered from the day's lowest point, but trading almost flat.
Really, what's next for Vodafone and the entire telecom sector? Let's get to the top market analysts share their views. So let's go across and listen into what they have to say.
I think Bharti stands out in this as a pure telecom play, obviously, and given the kind of strength that the stock has, in the sense the business has, in terms of the broadband mix and the postpaid customer mix and stuff like that, I think it's a stock to hold for a while. We already have it in our portfolio, so I can disclose that we're fairly bullish on that stock.
My estimate is that the annual payout from next year, assuming that the moratorium is lifted as per original plan, would be around 16,000 crores, and that is just on the AGR front. If you add the spectrum payouts also, the number goes up to a much higher number. So the company has given these numbers. It would be around 27,000-28,000 crores in FY26, and from FY27 onwards, it would be around 41,000-42,000 crores. So these are pretty big numbers, and a favorable outcome would have reduced these numbers by around 8,000 crores. And now I think the key monitorable would be what happens as far as the debt raising plans of Vodafone are concerned.
Vodafone Idea will have to do some kind of a fundraise, which would be more from shareholders. Government of India, Idea, that is Birla Group, and Vodafone will have to shore up the balance sheet to strengthen to repay this amount unless government gives time to pay the amount. And that's one possibility which can be considered by ministerial. I am sure the government of India's intent is to keep all three, specifically Vodafone, to exist. And they will make sure that all kind of support is there, because the shareholder also they'll have to do something about it. So I'm quite sure that outcome will be positive. From shareholder perspective, it may be not positive.
I think in the short term, Vodafone idea certainly needs fund infusion. Equity that has come in is a welcome move, welcome situation, but they need debt. They need to invest for 4G. Their 4G coverage and footprint and quality is not as possibly good as it needs to be there to compete in the industry.
All right, moving on then, and let's talk about Adani Ports. And Junay, take us through what's happening with this particular stock.
Well, yes, Adani Ports in focus as Motilal Oswal have come up with a buy rating and they have a target price of rupees 1850. Now, what they believe is that the company had temporary volume hit in first half, but growth outlook looks intact going ahead. For FY25, the company had given a volume guidance of about 460 to 480 million tons, which remains unchanged. Also, company is expected to record 2 to 3 times of India's cargo volume growth. Apart from this, company continues to focus on capacity expansion. They are doing a development of multi-purpose berth at Kandla port. Also, company has acquired a majority stake in a leading OSV player. Apart from this, the company is building infrastructure for strong future growth in logistics business as well. Motilal Oswal expects a 14% revenue CAGR over next 2 years. On back of this, Adani Ports will be in focus, currently gaining with about 2%.
All right, that's Adani Ports gaining in trade, but ICICI is another counter that's gaining in trade. In fact, it's crossed its 9 lakh crore market cap. It's trading at its all-time high. Arpit, tell us what are you seeing on the charts? Is it likely to touch the 10 lakh crore market cap soon?
Yeah, so if you talk about ICICI Bank overall, if we see the overall setup wise, we have been quite bullish on this counter. And if we see, this has been the strong outperformer to see the outperformance rallying the private banks. So technically, if we say the setup is very strong, it is trading at life highs. It has given a classical range record on weekly scale after 11 weeks above 1260 levels. And we have seen the sharp rally in Bank Nifty in the last couple of days, primarily driven by ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank. So technically, the stock is the huge outperformer, and slowly, steadily, it can head to higher levels towards 1350, 1380, 1400 levels. So within the private bank, it is one of the strongest. And technically also, it is moving higher. So overall, looking at the chart setup wise, we continue to be bullish on this counter with keeping stop loss at 1270 for an upside move towards 1350 and then positioning towards 1400 levels.
All right, that is ICICI Bank for you. But moving on to another counter that is in focus today on the back of a brokerage note, and that is Mankind Pharma. Investec has initiated a buy call on the counter with the target price of 3,300. They feel that the strong ubiquitous execution and brand equity marries the BSV's super specialty. They believe that BSV has the potential to drive growth for longer periods, and the specialty strengths, R&D and sourcing have strong moats that would further Mankind's vision. Now, strong India presence and network would also spur a significant uptick in BSV's India sale, given the huge, complementary synergies. Specifically, the IVF is an underpenetrated and a large market, and Mankind and BSV has the potential to become a global leader. They also believe that the street has, underappreciates the specialty business, the moat of BSV, both in near and the long term. And on the back of that, they have initiated a buy call on Mankind Pharma. On the back of that, Mankind is in focus today, trading with gains of over 2.5%.
Then moving on, and let's shift focus to what Indico is doing, because today Investec has come out with a note where they've downgraded the rating to a sell rating now from a hold rating earlier, keeping the target price intact at 4,050 rupees. They are highlighting its out of sync valuation as per them, and this ignores the margin risk as well, and there is unexciting growth for them, yet premium valuation, margin volatility is inescapable, as well as unfavorable risk reward is something one of the other factors that could be also at play. Large aircraft order books offer growth visibility, but it does not guarantee the earnings growth because of its higher sensitivity to the margins. Earnings growth over the next 3 years is also unexciting as per Investec, and on the back of this news, the stock is in focus and now trading in red.
All right, moving on then to Arpit. You have picked out Havells India for us. Tell us what you're seeing on the charts for this one.
Yes, we're talking about Havells. If we see overall the chart setup wise, we have seen good traction in consumer durables space itself. And Havells also, if we see technically, it is trending in strong uptrend. On monthly scale, the structure of high lows is intact. On weekly scale, after a sharp consolidation of almost 16 weeks, it has given a range break of about 1980 levels. A small pole and flag breakout on daily chart above 2000 levels. So the stock is in strong momentum, and quickly we can see a good momentum towards 2100, 2120 levels. So I think within this pack, technically it is very strong, form a strong bullish candle, and at the weekly closing also it would be highest weekly close. So definitely 4 to 5% swing can be seen towards new life high towards 2100 levels. So Havells would be a top pick, can buy at current levels with keeping stop loss of 1970 for an upside move towards 2120 zones.
That's about Havells, but moving on and speaking exclusively to ET, LIC Mutual Fund CEO shares the plans to cut minimum SIP limit and also shares the AUM target he's aiming for in FY25. Let's go across and listen in.
Our SIP has three components: daily, monthly and quarterly. And in the daily, the minimum amount is 300 rupees. That we are planning to make it to bring it to 100 rupees on daily basis, so that many investors or low income investors, they can also do the daily SIP and take advantage of the growth in that fund, in that scheme. Secondly, monthly SIP, the minimum amount is also rupees 1000. There also we are planning very shortly in the month of October, only by 7th, within 7th, 10th, we shall be able to reduce the amount to 200 rupees. So this will also greatly help the investors, low income investors, and many people, young people, to invest into SIP.
Absolutely. So also, can you put a insight on how are the SIPs inflows and redemption? What about that?
In fact, in our AMC, the total SIP books runs to almost around 900 crores, 900 and plus crores. And the monthly SIP inflows are more than 90 crores every month. So that is the story. In the industry, you will see the SIP has grown to more than 23,547 crores. Every month it is increasing, it is touching a new peak.
Before I let you go, sir, just one question. What is your expectations about the growth in the coming future? What do you expect, the numbers?
As far as our LIC MF is concerned, our present AUM is 35,000 crores. We are growing at the rate of around 25%. And we have envisioned and we have made an aspirational and audacious plan to achieve 1 lakh crores of AUM by 31st of March 2026. In the current year, we hope that we should be growing to around 60,000, 65,000 crores of AUM. This is what we have foreseen and planned.
All right, with that we come to an end of this edition of Market Fatafat. Arpit, Jinay, thank you so much for joining us, and Dhwani, who joined us in the first segment. All right, viewers, with that it's a wrap on this edition of Market Fatafat. Shrishti and I will take your leave. Thank you so much for tuning in.